got Febby in some sort of situation where he's pushing out lanes with the Splinter Blast. Got the Ursa always positioning himself very aggressively, ready to invade HFN's jungle, which is what he's going to do right now. No one fast available for HFN. Fortunately, he's fast enough to stay out of the claws of big Ursa Bear.
Yeah, and you notice the Ursa also not going for any levels of the Urshock. It's because I think he knows that everyone can dispel it.
Weehaw is going to be able to jump on a Moon here, forcing him to TP back to base. Six to 2, a very even net worth game, but I mean, sounds like from your analysis, Blitz, that Mineski is definitely ahead just solely for the fact that they haven't gotten run over in the laning phase, and the Meepo is eventually going to come online at this point. It's inevitable. They can't end the game, at least in this current state, they can't end the game before he comes up.
Yeah, I'm still sort of okay with things just because the Husk are so massive, and I feel like Weehaw is going to still have a pretty good game.
They may not be killing Lifestealer, but I'm sure they're pissing him off at this point. They just keep on running at him, and he has to abandon some camp that he's farming. Febby trying to get away from that link. He's trying to break it desperately. He just can't get far enough away. They know where he is, but fortunately, they can't see him. Therefore, they can't attack him. Top lane pylon die. He's going to die. Weehaw managed to catch him. The Huskar comes over. The HFN was probably telling him, look, you got to punish them for constantly invading my jungle like this.
And I sort of need Aja to get more aggressive on the map. Just a little bit. Send one Meepo around trying to create moves. The pace of the game stalling like this probably does benefit the team with 2 Midases. HFN has been in the same jungle for quite some time, and now KP making his way over wants to try to get somewhat aggressive at least. Force HFN back a little bit.
Moon gonna be forced to use a coil here. He's gonna base shift as well, and well, Weehaw's gonna drop very low. Interfire's gonna be able to push KP back, but he's slowed down now by Febby. Make sure to get the Splinter Blast, not even needed. KP is dominating, but it's not just him, it's really Pylai Dai who's in him so much. Run down King RD, who does still have
KP kind of minus of his own, and that's enabled him to get this blink dagger at the same time. He now overtakes both the and for the highest net worth. This mid tower, which I'd imagine they'd like to do quite soon. Probably going to be predicated on the timing of this Meepo blink dagger trying to get to the back line. HFN likely to just go for the normal build that we see, which is the Radiance. He doesn't really have the best targets to jump into. I'd imagine that's what they were saving Weehaw's hero for before it turned into a Meepo game.
Dagger is now up for the Meepo, so we can see Ajit. In fact, he's going to reveal it here at bottom lane. He's going to be able to jump out of Misery. Misery protecting himself with the Sprout. Unfortunately, he can't teleport away with that ensnare on him, so only buys himself a few seconds before the inevitable. 8-3 now, 15 minutes in. Mineski, despite having a big kill lead, is now going to be able to go on to Tavo in top lane. KP, he doesn't care about the loss of damage. It's the Fury swipes that does the deed.
And he also only has 2 levels of static link. He's gone for a more heavy build in unstable current. It allows him to farm, hit neutrals, which I think he's trying to come back into the game. Now they're playing around this mid area. I'd really like for this mid tower and this Roche. That's why you see Ajit with the blink dagger now. He's starting to get aggressive everywhere, but it's already been dewarded here, and I think they have spotted him. Yes, with the ward that they have themselves. And they're pinging towards this mid tower. This is the right idea. Take this mid tower down.
Going to KP. He's forced to use his in range to dodge some of his damage, which means he's going to be kind of a sitting duck here as he tries to run over to the tier 2. Nowhere he can really run to, though.
And this team is really split up right now. On the side of Mineski, they've got 2 heroes mid, 2 heroes top, 1 in the jungle. They really should be playing together right now.
I mean, KP, he's been playing this way the entire time. Maybe he's just waiting for that first death to punish him, and then maybe he'll dial it back. But, I mean, if you're not being punished, right, you might as well keep pushing it to the limit.
And Weehaw misses tower deny, actually. Oh, he keeps him passively.
In the mid lane.
Yeah, that's why he went for the said affirmative, and his team pinged him for a sec.
Halberd coming in for him soon. Now that mid-tier 1 tower is down.
Okay, see, mid-tower's been taken.
Threat.
Now they're pinging Roche. This is the correct move. This is the correct sequence of events. For Chaos to do the same thing, they'd have to take down this top tier 1 tower. But they can't really play that area. Yeah.
It's so hard to take the off-lane tower compared to the safe.
Yes, and that's why, I mean, Ajit is pinging it. I think they really want to do this soon. They just had to take down that mid tower first, and they want to definitely get rid of it from Chaos's hands at least.
It's a little surprising to me how little control Chaos have over that area. There's not really any vision. They're not grouping up around that area either. Their Huskar's playing on the bottom side of the map.
I mean, it sort of makes sense, right? Because on the side of Chaos, you don't really have any playmakers. You literally have 0 heroes that can really start fights. I don't think they don't have a single like hard stun. Their only disable is Fortune's End. If you look at their team, and I guess against certain heroes, the Sprout would be pretty effective, but that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. They just have a bunch of slows. So as soon as BKBs happen, the game gets a little complicated.
What's Tavo? He's been wrecking Tavo's game.
Go into the Roche pit right now.
The full 18 minutes, and he'll do it again here.
I think you just walk in. They can't stop you.
You know it's bad when the Razor has a Ghost Scepter as his second item. Menetsky, so many pings, but they're going to try and pick up Weehaw before they go for the Roshan. Light break over to Highlight Die onto the high ground. Almost killing him. He tries to go for the heal. Looks like he'll take out here, but KP immediately jumping onto the Huskar. He will fall, and look at that. Bebby finds the extra kill, potentially stopping King RD from being able to save his Huskar and also make. And now Boom is King RD may be able to keep him alive here, actually, with that false promise of the TP out. How did Aji die?
I think he just had too many stacks on him. Is King RD going to make it out just fine? They really need the Aegis on the Meepo. As now, HFN, he has done nothing but hit creeps 0-0-0. I think he realizes his team is just not going to fight right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like Menetsky just got way too split there. I think they just assumed the Huskar was dead no matter what, so they started splitting and looking for more. And as a result, they just lose heroes.
And what a big difference this is going to make. Now we have a Radiant. The Lifestealer is inside one of those ancient creeps. It's so hard to deal with this in a team fight. 2000 HP Magic Immune creep that is just burning you non-stop. I'm not sure if they could take Roshan now. They probably could have a minute, 2 minutes ago, but...
Yeah. I think their timing is a lot more complicated than it used to be in Pilot Die. Just simply can't even stand up next to it.
If he gets punched once or twice,
I think he's just dead.
I think so too. HFN's gonna pop out now. KP is gonna try and punish HFN, but here's Tavo. He's gonna start draining some of that damage away from KP. HFN maybe trying to turn around to help out Tavo, but Tavo's got a little bit too far. Caught by the Meepo. Fortunately, the Ghost Scepter will actually save him so much pain, and there goes the Oracle save as well. HFN on top of Febby, waiting for that Cold Embrace to be able to wear out, and eventually will be able to kill him.
And Moon just used the coil on HFN, who was raged up, just kind of walked off. They needed that control.
He certainly did. These fights are getting weird and a little sloppy and great for Chaos.
Yeah, Menetsky is just sort of doing things in such an awkward moment. Like, they go for one hero on one side. They're not really combining their spell usage. And they should, in theory, have the superior team fight because they have actual disables. And on the side of Chaos, I mean, they just don't.
Moon, missing the orb and apparently not even going to try to look for Misery.
If he hits the orb, it's likely to kill with the DB and the Veil.
Yeah.
You hit both spells, that's 800 damage, and now it's...
The Chen creep has been inside Roshan this entire time. Chaos have not tried to go into it.
Oh, this is not good.
Until now, they feel like they're strong enough. They don't care if Menetsky knows that they're doing Roshan. And that's maybe in part because they have both the Radiant and the Halberd now. This team fight is so much different than it was just 2 or 3 minutes ago.
They gotta do something about this. It's about to die right now.
It's gonna come in. Weehaw is gonna be saved by that false promise. The Aegis is gonna be picked up by him as well. He's gonna light break onto KP, make sure that he dies. Now there is gonna be the Cold Embrace, but he's just stacking up those fire spears. There's gonna be magic damage followed up as well. Nice curse, but it is just HFN. The big threat of the Huskar marches onward as he has another life break. Febby the TP out, and looks like Ajit's a little bit too far away to catch.
Still has the Aegis on him too, got full healed by that Oracle. And Chaos, in fact, going to the Roshan themselves. And the opportunity was so open for Menetsky. They've got an Ursa.
Yeah.
They've got a Meepo. You had a interested in 2 different Midases and their rate couldn't do anything. But instead, it's just going to be Chaos that's sort of just walking of the Radiance Lifestealer.
You know, Blitz, what that says to me is like there's such a big difference in the structure of the calls between these two teams, right? It was very clear that Chaos, they reached a peak and they immediately just forced Roshan.
Yes.
Misery made the call. He's like, we're going Rosh. We have Halberd, we have Radiance, they can't beat us, and they did it. Mineski, meanwhile, you know, kind of messed around, tried to go for the Huskar kill. They're going to lose Pylai Die here to HFN.
It was just weird because you saw this like go 0-0-0. You knew he was very clearly not interested in fighting for a full 15 minutes.
Yes.
And so I feel like at that moment in the game, Mineski should just be aggressive all around the map. The only hero trying to get anything done. And most of the kills that they had on the map were because they tried to gank him and he turned it around. There was happening on the side of Chaos. But now items and those Midases have paid off. And the fact that they were able to just walk into that Roshan, pick up an Aegis for free, I mean, that's incredible to me. Their lineup is good at getting any sort of team fight off because, well, they just can't. Bonep is really good at, like we talked about is they can just run down lanes with Rage, with Huskar and Oracle, and they'll force you to the fact that they no catch. That's okay.
KB out here. Oh, look at that! He's waiting for that teleport. He had the Enrage and the TP.
You're good, you're good.
3,000 gold lead for Chaos. A relatively close game, much like the odds here. And Ajit is be able to grab Misery inside of the jungle. Silence runs back. They'll be okay.
I think Chaos still have the advantage, but they lack of stuns means that this Meepo, unless he tries to go into that one-on-one, which a mad Ajit has learned from. This is the way that they want to play, but now they're going to see they have the numbers advantage.
Moon, he knew there was people hiding in those trees. Quite low as well, but he has all that regen going for him. He's already killed the Meepo. He's going to be held in place by Febby. The Winter's Curse is going to make sure he doesn't die just yet, fortunately, by the false promise. And now he's going to turn towards that puck. Phase Shift is going to be able to dodge all that damage, blinking himself away. Moon is good, but the rest of his team is suffering, and so is that tier 2.
And now Moon just going to try to cut the wave. Chaos.
Radiant's bottom tower has
They still have the Aegis on the Huskar. He's got a 20-stick charge. Wand up as well. They're just going to march down this tower with their Rage Lifestealer. They have the Winter's Curse
is under attack.
either. This is how you deal with the 20-minute games that involved whatsoever.
Just physically positioning himself between the enemy team and his own.
And they almost
drops a
have
little low. Oh, nice pickup by Moon. He takes away the...
All right, they've got False Promise in 7 seconds. And with the trade, power to about 700 HP. And just kind of a weird game. Because Chaos just sort of farmed and it sort of just worked out. Everything is gone according to plan. HFN just didn't do anything
and
for
that's
like
what
18
HFN
minutes.
it does so well, right? HFN is an incredibly good farmer. In the previous season, that is what kept Pain alive so many times, is that HFN always maintained top net worth, even in the most adverse situations.
Yeah, and you've got to give him props. He did not panic whatsoever. He was like, guys, we don't have to fight them at all. If they're not going to come to us, I'm just going to chill. They try to invade their jungle with solo Ursas. Eventually, they punished that by killing KP when he was so separated from the rest of their team. And that's what I feel like Mineski's doing. They're trying to just do a little bit too much. When they go for these teams, the focus on one person. Remember, we got the Huskar by himself. That should have been just 4 heroes mashing buttons on the Huskar. Nobody dies, go to Roshan. Yep. But instead, he trades out with Ajit. Then all of a sudden, the game sort of resets.
Yeah, you don't have the Meepo to be able to take that. Jump away by Moon. Tavo is still on a ton of damage and is still trying to chase that puck away. Don't think he's gonna.
I mean, the good news is that Moon theoretically shouldn't be able to die this game. He died once at that laning stage, but now he's got a Yule Scepter. He again about it, no stuns, so he can just continue. I mean, look how aggressive he's playing.
He's just going casually into tears. But he's effective against the Lifestealer now. And he's finished up the Manta defense, so he can't even blink silence and hope for follow-up disables. It's not going to be until the Scythe of Ice to have something to threaten this HFN Lifestealer.
Yeah, and Moon just wants to leave the tower. He's going to get as he's just playing around with Tavo a little bit. Tavo should be a Yule Scepter of his own, and now he's got E-Blade. They're just trying to take away the Ursa completely from the team fights. And it's also quite nice against the Winner's Curse. Sure. If you're able to Winner's Curse teammates, just have one way to look at this is he uses it offensively. Very unlikely that he gets damage off. Does the tower deny, and this is going to force them back a little bit as he gets run into once again.
Tries to bring all his meatballs, but it's not going to do it. Now the back line. KP, okay, go with Winner's Curse. That's going to make sure We're not going to have a save. He's going to go down, trying to force tap his way out of here. Good Sprout block, and that will get him out. The Sprout block. Big difference. That Quelling Blade has a cooldown, and the Ursa couldn't get through there. I'm not sure what top in here, but he is begging.
Look at the TP caught. Coming in from Highlight Die. They really want to go for this as Tavo.
Brings up the E-Blade. He's going to turn around on a KP, start dealing some of his damage as well. The Plasma Field one away. Good thing too. Teleporting in. Now they're going to try and catch Pylon. Misery. They know he's somewhere, and sure enough, they found race. Yes, but that's kind of delaying the inevitable here. But they still back in. Razor immediately target. Fortunately, Yule Scepter will be well, and now the heals coming out from King RD. So Chaos will be able to retreat back to their own shrine and make that way they hold. Despite being one kill down here.
King RD really needs to be able to stay a little bit. Just got caught. As they're gonna see him here as KP
trying to get the Sprout onto KP. KP not able to get away from this one. Back over the lane, it's Moon who's having his damage stolen away. Can he get the fast blink? He cannot. He makes over to his orb and stay alive. Out of the clutches of KP. KP successful. KP out. Misery mode. He does manage to get out. Ooh, that was a close call. I'm not sure that was worth the risk of killing a Furion, but hey, he managed to pull it off. Gets a kill and gets out.
Well done. Misery, I think the shenanigans happening at top lane.
Yeah. He was looking for where he was going to be TPing next and not paying attention to his hero.
Only really nice Sprout and a good Force Staff.
Look at that Meteor Hammer. BKB, as well as that and earlier HFN. Got his Manta. It's an AC now. It's been played his pickup. It's going to be slowed down by Bebby. His Arctic Burn. Just chasing heroes away from there. They fully control the Roshan, and they are going to do it again. Like this ever. They are daring Mineski to come fight them. Moon is going to do just that, blowing up Misery immediately with that tag, and that's a tag. 3 winners first, but unfortunately HFN was still mad. A little farther away and didn't deal any damage.
going to be sorry. Chased by KP. He's going to be able to catch up to him. They reveal for a moment. Moon's going to go to that back line, finish up that Oracle, while KP drifts away from Tavo, not wanting to be slowed down, gets hit by the EV. He will not, it looks like, with the Glimmer Cape on him. They have the dust. They'll find it quite easily. A jump over, face shift, dodge, Moon getting wow, he's back in the Roshan pit, picks up the Aegis. HFN looking to punish him with that one. Is going to try and get one of these meepos, but they're all blinking themselves away until the Yule Scepter stops that last one. Will be able to know where he is. They're going to be able to find him. Misery's caught by Moon. Yes, the second leg of the meepo. Chaos is already on top of him with 3 different heroes, all 3 in the cores, and their beginning will fall.
And that's the game to about even. They did manage to grab both the cheese and the Aegis onto the meepo. And you're starting to see so much impact in these fights because they just can't kill them. They have no way to bring them down. He's thinking to himself, I just need to do as much damage as possible. I don't really need any more survivability tools. I can just continue to play this hit and run game if the fights last long enough. And you see them to be Ursa and the puck, and it's going to be more on them than it is on the meepo.
Yeah, an amazingly free game for this puck.
This is such a weird game because both of these teams have this typically like mid-game structured cheese hero. You've got Huskar on one side, you've got inside, and it's just complicated by the yes, they've got this Oracle Huskar combination, but at the same time they have no stuns. Well, on the full meepo, that just hasn't really had any impact aside from Nature's Prophet times. And once that, you just TP away. That's a Chen with, I don't even know how much he has. He has 1100 HP, no armor, just casually TPs away, and he gets to do that for free every single time, unless the Razors have a Yule Scepter. But and Misery once again caught out here.
Good save by the Oracle. Move. Force that false promise is still good though. It means that Chaos will force this tier 2 down. We'll see.
And you've got these now. Is Moon gonna look for it? He finds King RD first, who immediately disarms himself. Really trying to take out. And if he finds the Oracle jump, they'll swarm in almost immediately. Best situation for them, and that's why he just continues to play this hit and run game. This is the full extent of what Puck can do when he's completely unhindered.
He is think about going back for the link, and since there's going to be some sort of disables coming in.
Somebody has to get a
Abyssa Blade, or in this case, it's going to be signed at the Vice.
Yeah. At some point, they're going to realize that I just keep doing this Dagon.
Yeah.
Like, somebody has to be thinking, at least long-term, as Moon gets the blink out and manages to nab the DB.
Meanwhile, top lane with his curse going to be laid down, stopping the Oracle from being able to save anybody here. Tomo's almost definitely managed to get the Yule Scepter off. King RD blown up by Moon, yes, but he managed to save the Razor at least for a little bit longer. Actually, one meepo solo doesn't die. He's going to be able to TP back to base. The rest of the meepo's going to be okay. They're snaring up and controlling Chaos, jumping over to Misery. Now that's going to be 4 dead of Chaos.
And it all starts with this Puck, this constant misdirection game. He drags people down to this bottom lane. They're forced to respond to him at all times.
They knew they could fight top because of Moon's information. They say HFN's bottom.
I see it, guys, just jump. It doesn't matter. If we can't win a 3-on-5 fight at this point, we probably don't deserve to win this game. So he says, go in, I'll come in at the end. They find the perfect initiation. They were able to separate the Oracle long enough.
And that's where also, I don't think we talked about the fact that he did pick up a Boots of Travel. That has also been integral to his success, right? Like, the magic damage burst is great, but he's also been able to have that constant skill-pushing influence while still being there for the team fight.
This has just been such a weird game to analyze, just based on the fact that, I mean, it's a Puck, a hero that, you know, hasn't really been in the meta for quite some time because of his inability to really just survive most of the time.
Well, we've got one table, even if it's based on RNG, HFN does have the Skull Basher. Tavo, because of his death, well, that side the Vice is going to have to wait a few more minutes.
And Chaos is also doing a very good job considering the fact that they have 0 disable. Like, the fact that this game is in this position at all, really, I mean, both teams are really wringing everything they can out of their lineup.
Yeah, and you always tell me, like, games are just easier when you have, and well, the fact that Chaos is doing so well without
I gotta commend them because this can't be the easiest game to play, and it's got to be really frustrating because you look at Moon, and you just can't stop him. It just continues to be the puck show.
They all head down to the bottom lane, but for what? You can't push into the high ground.
He's just gonna continue.
Moon's already cut all the waves.
Yep, he's gonna do it again. He just doesn't care at all. He's gonna dig on that one.
We are sticking around like, oh, I'm gonna get you, puck, but it's not happening. You know that's not gonna happen.
Some wily coyote. Now the top lane is getting dealt with, and becomes a little bit more difficult for Chaos as they have to just consistently go back. Look at Moon. He's just being...
Moon's like, I can cut 2 different ways. I can get mid and bottom.
He is genuinely just taunting them.
And he's soon gonna have that level 25 too.
He didn't have to walk that way.
No, he didn't.
That was a show of force.
I'm by your tier 4s right now.
You can literally do nothing against me. And now a refresher on the side of Febby almost. Who does have that GPM talent. He's really smart. He's got Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, Aether Lens. This is almost a 6-slotted Winter Wyvern.
I don't think I've ever seen a refresher orb on Winter Wyvern. Maybe a refresher shard,
pretty
sure,
sick.
But
I think it's going to be pretty sick.
Yeah. I mean, he could be free to, like, so many times he's been forced to just throw it on the Oracle, even if no one's around, just to stop him from being able to use the False Promise in a critical moment. So having an extra...
HFN, though, has to be more careful. The fight did start with him being in that bottom lane. As soon as they know that info, he has to kind of tell his team or vice versa, we can't fight if we're not together as 5, be careful. And what's making them to just go for it is because they don't have the Aegis. If they had the Aegis, I'd imagine that Chaos would say, enough of these shenanigans, lanes, let's just push them out. It has also forced them to go for the Boots of Travel, which I think is completely the right decision because somebody has to deal with the waves.
There it is. You can just look at Puck, see that gold climbing in the bottom right, the 420 gold per minute.
Just barely gets that TP off in front of that Lifestealer, who does have a basher, so now they have to be somewhat careful. If they get the instant bash, they will kill him really quickly.
Yeah.
He has okay-ish armor, but only 1800 HP. If they get one good bash on him, he will die. I think he's going to know about the Hex coming as well on the Razor. As soon as you see the ultimate orb, that's the only thing that he could possibly be going for at this point. Yeah. This is going to prompt Moon, who, like you said, the GPM, he's already got the Lincolns queued up. He has it purchased. It'll be in his hands quite soon.
Silence.
This game, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. So that average GPM, I have no doubt that Moon's going to get boosted significantly off of this game. As he continues to split push freely. We are going to have Febby, Glimmer Cape, and flies away over the trees away from HFN. Misery's still going to try and catch him here. The Sprout is going to be able to lock him down. Does blink away. He got away from the Radiance.
And this is just going to reset. Be careful getting out here as Chaos. So you don't know what vision is. If you split up too far, that's when everyone starts to TP back and they'll isolate somebody out. And look at this trap lane. KP. He's pretty sure they don't have Wardven here. He's got the Abyssal Blade. He's hoping that one hero TP's back with a regular TP to try to deal with this, maybe the Nature's Prophet. If he nabs that kill thinking, the Nature's Prophet thinking, oh, it's just a Chen and his creeps, I'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, Paladin has been very subtle about his push.
Yes.
Have you seen him? He's been popping out and Divine favoring the raid, and then he stole one of the Siege Creeps.
They're really hoping that Misery comes
all.
back. That's really the game plan here as Misery hasn't really fallen for it quite yet, and they're going to know that he's in that area instead.
Moon's heading off. Oh, hey. Just found it. Dusty.
Look, he is so sure. He's actually just playing around with them. This is...
Yeah, there's no point for him to go.
You should applaud this.
I saw that, says King RT. And he also knows
Moon
that
is
they
putting
can't
on
do
a show
damn
for you guys
about it.
He's just waiting by the creep wave racks.
Yeah,
like no one's gonna kill him.
He positions the orb to jump over to the mid lane. Doesn't actually jump in time. Paladin finally got found though. HFN and put these split pushing nonsense.
He don't care. Just like, dude, that guy has Paladin on a 4-staff. He doesn't care.
Glad he might back, knowing that Roshan's likely to be up, almost pulling up Weehaw, but he managed to get off the BKB. Now falls promise of the Oracle, tries to jump in. Great Winter's Curse, mid-life break. That's going to be able to find the Meepo. A lot of time to be able to jump away. The cream is big away. Little Scepter, stop that cream! KP bursts it down, and there it is. The pinata opens up, and the candy falls. 606 gold for Moon. Tavo dies. Ajay goes back to claim that kill. King RD is going to be found as well. Moon on the hunt, will not stop with cores. He'll hunt down supports as well, but he's been juked away by the
immediate buybacks. They're going to the shrine. Weehaw knows what's up. He knows that they're in the Roshan pit. It's going to be a second too late, but it's Febby that he finds first. Weehaw has already committed. He's used his BKB. They've got
King RD is going to be fine. Keeping him alive is critical, as we've seen. When that Oracle is gone, they can focus down Weehaw and HFN a lot easier. They're going to be able to take that one shrine, yes. While these 30 seconds, they don't have the Winter Wyvern Chaos control the map, but after that, they're going to have to be dealing with an Aegis on the Meepo.
And they're learning from the guerrilla tactics. They know that the puck is always going to try to find one of the two supports, so it's so important for Chaos to stay on their two supports. Similar to the game where we saw NIP play against Alliance, where they kept trying to go on Saksa, you have to commit one of these cores to protecting this Oracle. I'd imagine that it'd be Tavo in this case, just because he does have the Hex.
And now,
he's got multiple ways to kill Moon.
To hunt Moon.
This is a good bait. Oh. Ooh. Maybe if he just waited half a second, Moon would have gone for that creep wave. And instead, he's going to pop out now. He understands that the Lifestealer is quite far away. He's going to continue his hit-and-run tactics. TP back to base.
We'll quickly push out that top lane. Somebody grab that cheese. I've been wondering where the cheese was. It's been in the fountain this entire time.
The problem is there's not a really... I guess one of your supports can grab it. The Ursa has the Refresher. He'd prefer that because of the double in range, the double Abyssal, and the double BKB.
But surely he can carry both, though, right?
I'd imagine so, too. I'm pretty sure you put it on the courier and you just give it to him. He's probably the best carrier for it. I can't imagine it's Pipe with his 1000 HP.
No. And we're getting, oh, that's... Getting some Tinker Wards down. Side little cliff areas. E-Blade.
And you see Moon, by the way. He's not doing, he's not going back to racks anymore, trying to cut the creep wave. I think he knows now that they have some ways to deal with them.
Moon opting for more direct damage.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Now he can E-Blade Dagon that Oracle.
I mean, this is quite the game. It's 10k up on the side of Mineski, but Chaos have proven that they can win team fights as a group.
I like that. Did you see that pick up Shadow Blade for Tavo? He's like, I've got the direct disable. He knows against this puck.
He knows that the puck can't afford to carry gem on him at all times. He does have a dust, but none of his item slots are really replaceable at this point. This is the downside of having so much net worth. Tavo, he's just going to go on the hunt now. He's got multiple ways to break. He does need HFN. Gotta be careful in this fight. The Hex on the Febby instead. Raw damage. Like, just him by himself, I think, isn't quite enough.
No.
But if you wait in that bottom lane long enough, I feel like you'll find the opportunity. Like, what I'd like HFN right now to do is push out this top lane, connect to Tavo. This bottom lane is already pushed to here. By the time it gets to around here, you can set that trap and wait.
Well, they just pulled up. Febby's here. It's going to show that he's here at least with a Splinter Blast, but they may not know about KP.
I'd really like that trap to be set by Tavo at bottom. You have that Shadow Blade. They don't quite know about
coming in. They're all going to try and bail out. He didn't get one of his Meepos out. They're going to try to save it. KP's going to come back in, immediately got side device. The Meepos all come in. The Winter's Curse already laid out onto Tavo as well. They're going to slow him down. Febby has already popped the Refresher Ward. They may not expect this. This extra curse may be able to save this fight. They've already got the coil, making sure that Weehaw can't chase these heroes down. Unfortunately, KP is just being kited around. He's by himself right now. He's going to be able to get the Refresher back in. Oracle gets blown up, and now maybe they can turn onto this this Huskar potentially. KP has used his second BKB, his second enrage, and finally it does wear out. They're going to be able to get the side device, and Mineski leave him to die.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
With a buyback out from King RD, Mineski no longer feel comfortable taking that fight, but he does not have buyback, and he is dead for 2 minutes.
And the weird part is they had Aegis in that engagement. You're just not feeling the impact of this Meepo whatsoever.
No.
He just doesn't feel comfortable fighting at any point. That was probably the best possible fight they're going to get. They kill King RD off the bat. 3 heroes are chasing that Ursa. And it's just really the Huskar and this life. And he still doesn't feel comfortable fighting. And now the Aegis fades out. Does have the buyback available. Gonna have to do it without
Radiant's top tower
one of their core heroes on the side of Ursa. It's actually 2 minutes still for this Meepo to have buyback. They know about this timing, and I think Chaos trying to play for the win here.
8 more seconds until the winner's curse.
They know there's no buyback on the Meepo. If the Ursa had it, he would have used it at this
Jump
point.
back line, Misery's dead.
And this is one way to get it done.
It's now a 4 versus 4. Misery does have buyback all the way in. As we hop with the BKB, immediately goes for Febby. There's no way the Oracle could possibly get to him. What was he expecting out of that one? I don't know, but they caught Moon. Finally, the Roadrunner dies in the first time in Acme history.
It took something like 44 minutes, but they finally bring him down. But he's done his job. He forced the buyback.
Yeah.
The entire team chased him. And I don't think Weehaw had any idea what was going on.
What was that?
I think what it is, he didn't realize the chaos that, no pun intended, that the puck was causing in the back line. Because somebody, like I said, was trying to protect the back line, which was Tavo. And so there was no follow-up whatsoever. Moon's job is to try to separate one of the cores at least, so that his team gets a favorable fight. Hopefully he finds one of the supports in the back line. You force them into an awkward position. That's exactly what he does.
He knows Misery is here.
Yeah,
And he's
gonna bring somebody in.
Vision. He's going to be able to pull
There's no buyback on Misery. This would be a very nice pickup for them.
They're going to pull in the steal, grab him, ensnare, Misery. That's a dieback.
And now it's a 4-on-5 for 91 seconds. Huskar doesn't have buyback for a minute himself.
We're going to rewatch this one.
Look at this.
What the hell we
They go to protect.
He life break. He just ran and jumped on Febby at the same time that Moon jumped in on his team. I'm not sure if that's really the target you wanted to go on anyway, but certainly unfortunate timing as well. And he does that right as Moon makes his initiation. Straight up pipe for our Nature's Prophet. We've got an Orchid map for the Meepo.
And the Meepo, you see that he continues to want to just play that pickoff game. He doesn't really feel comfortable in these 5-on-5s, nor should he really. I can't really blame him for that topping game. It just goes to show the limitations of the hero.
Tavo catches the Chen. Pylon Dive was trying to do cheeky things once again, but he managed to get the side onto Tavo. He's going to be saved immediately by King RT. They're trying to lay some damage into him. No, never mind. They're going to back up. They actually just go for the Winner's Curse, run away. KP's going to use his time with his BKB to try and get out with the coil on all of these heroes on the side of Chaos. They're not going to be able to pursue. They lose the Razor, and they're going to have to back themselves away. Meneski, it's funny how there's 2 heroes dead, and they're still walking away from that engagement.
Yeah, they understand hit and run, just continue to do these guerrilla tactics, pick people off. Their pickoff potential is really good. And it's 100 seconds on the deck for this Razor. The buyback cooldown is up, but he just doesn't have the gold. I'm not sure if Meneski's aware. They're probably aware of the timer, but they have no way of knowing that he doesn't have the gold, so they probably just grab this tier 2 tower, maybe wait for the next Roshan, then start to make aggressive plays again.
Getting close to some important pickups as well. I mean, it would be sick if we could see a level 25 for Febby. Most of the time, I've always seen the Splinter Blast 2-second stun, but seeing how critical the Winter's Curse is in this game, an extra 1.5 seconds going up to 7-second duration. And he could have 2 of those in a fight. That would be insane.
At the same time, when the enemy team has no stuns, your stuns look a lot better. Just by virtue of having them. In a way, you're flaunting your privilege of having a stun.
Shuns up. Hold on, we've got the Chen creeps as well as the Furion Treant.
Yeah, and Meneski seem a little bit hesitant, but they should just walk in. And once the buyback doesn't come on the side of the Razor, they should know that this is a 4-on-5, and this should trigger Chaos into just being a little bit more cautious. Don't fight this area. It's a 4-on-5. Your main disable, the guy who's built all these items to catch, isn't alive. You've got to be careful here.
They've smoked up. HFN is going to lead the way into this Roshan pit. He's going to peek in, see where the health of Roshan is. Ajit is actually quite low, but there's going to be the Winter's Curse to make sure Meepo can't get out. The initiation, KP is going to jump for the back. Blind pop to him at all, but Roshan, HFN popping his BKB. One of these people, they're trying together to focus one of them. There is going to be the Cold Embrace to try and save that BKB. So they turn into a quite so low and 5 One of them will take the best ball, but there's going to be the pull. And now Chaos may have to retreat, or at least try to recollect themselves. Weehaw almost dying here. Is going to be taken by the regen inside of the pit, though. KP is still limping along here. Needs to be able to get a force steps to get around. Roshan still at a 3rd HP. HFN, but Maneski are rolling in fast.
It's about to fall right now. This would be an Aegis cheese and sure.
They just have to give it up. I thought they were going to rush into the pit, but they actually stalled. And maybe it was for the best. I mean, they had no Winter's Curse, no Coil.
And I thought that Chaos was crazy going for that 4-on-5 fight without the Razor. But HFN is such a beast. 3k HP. And you saw King RD, the one time he doesn't get isolated out by that puck, he's fine. He has the Aeon Disc. He's finally found a way to counter the hit and run of the puck.
How do you deal with HFN, who's now like die? He's got, how many seconds of magic immunity is that? That's what, 18? 26? 26 seconds of magic immunity? How do you stop that? William, please.
Ooh, that's the tough part. I mean, it all starts with the way that fights have been going successfully for Maneski is finding this Oracle. If Puck finds the Oracle, he separates him from the rest of his team. He forces Weehaw away from the rest of his team, drags him out a little bit. That's when they have the most successes. I mean, the game graph alone just looks ridiculous. As you thought for a second that Chaos was definitely going to win. Then I thought that Maneski definitely had it.
Yeah.
And now it just goes back in their favor. So now the bottom lane march comes from the side of Chaos. They know that 3 buybacks have been expended here.
Misery has already taken away that hiding spot.
Radiant structures are fortified.
KP is going to be flushed out into the open here. Trying to stop Weehaw. Okay, just going to push the blade at the same time. Moon does go and try and blow up Misery once again. 2-man coil trying to stop this side device from Tavo. Still managed to get it, but no pursuit. So they both utilize something pretty expensive. Oh, King RD! He was so far forward. He has got an Aeon Disc, and they have so many other saves. Weehaw is on the front line still. It's going to be false promise, so the rest of Maneski have to back up. They have to play out the fountain as much as possible. KP trying to go for the kill onto Tavo. Couldn't get a badge or anything. Not going to be able to get the lockdown here.
King RD's coming back with the boots of travel, trying to back up the rest of his team, thinking there's going to be a continued engagement. And Moon did his job. He finds King RD, but it's already too late as the racks do go down. I'd imagine at this point Maneski don't care. This is a 56-minute racks. But still, these little advantages by Chaos. Now the map is completely opened up, and Ajit doesn't have a buyback. He's got to be careful about this, but the rest of the team, they know they're a bit isolated. They're finding somebody.
Blade ready to go. King RD's already been caught up, and now that's a dieback. Moon, he's going to be able to jump forward, catching Tavo potentially as well. Tavo's got to get out of here and does have a cheese. He's going to have to pop it now as Yule Scepter as well. Maneski keep on throwing in damage onto Tavo, poking at him, hoping to be able to eliminate him without fully committing. Moon jumps to that back line once again, has another round of the Dagon. He's going to jump forward.
He's got to be careful about this.
Away.
There's a Hex in 2 seconds from Tavo.
1 second now. Has to face. Yes, he's going to be in on a Tavo and the Dagon to finish off the singles on left. Able to catch Moon the back line. Oh, Weehaw jumping in. On Jens, they're going to try and kill the Meepo as quick as possible. The E-Blade's going to be able to save one of those people. But now the other one is going to get fast up into trees. This goes. Refresher. And they found Weehaw. Magic immune. 2 minutes down on the Meepo here. Winter's Curse is going to be laid down on HF. Then by the device, Moon pulls every bit of magic damage he has, and it's enough! Tavo falls! Moon trying to keep the game alive as best he can, grabbing the gem, blinking away, teasing out, Misery spot, no damage!
The hit and run tactics! He stayed in that entire fight with about 500 HP, makes it work. They force the buyback on Tavo, they take him down twice. If they hold Tavo when that engage, march down mid and win the game. The way that Maneski can really win fights is to make them as chaotic as possible. Pick off whoever they can.
This man has 12,000 gold, by the way. Stop the Moon shards, baby. Moon, you got more than you could possibly spend.
So well done by him. I mean, he has created quite the entertaining game.
He has been keeping Maneski alive. Febby sure enough does go for the Splinter Blast stun, so now it's not just the Winter's Curse.
I feel like King RD and RDPs. King RD's, it's some weird game of cat and mouse, because King RD hates Moon right now. King RD's only objective is to survive in this world. He has built 3 defensive items. He has a range item as well, so that he can cast his spells from max distance. All he wants in this life is to stay alive.
William, I got something for you.
Yes.
Look at King RD, right?
Yes.
So close to level 25. The talent is minus 5 seconds Fate's Edict cooldown. It puts it down to a 2-second cooldown.
That'd be quite nice.
You could just literally walk around and casting it on yourself nonstop.
I think
just be magic immune.
That's probably the play.
Yeah. I mean, what does Moon do about that at that point
Moon
in time?
off you. This is the key right now in Chaos. They've got to be able. They just have to protect King RD.
Yeah.
The fights are so clear cut to me at this point. If King RD lives, it's a really easy fight for Chaos. It's so hard for them to bring down any of the cores. When he dies, they start to play this pick and roll game. They isolate one core out. When Lifestealer goes, the puck is finding one of the other cores, and suddenly it turns into this weird 2-on-4 situation where HFN, yes, he's unkillable, but at the same time, he's playing alone in these engagements because he's the only one that can't really die. But if you find a situation where you can kill the rest of his teammates, you will find a way to bring this beast down.
HFN just fearlessly pushing in waves.
He's playing this game very well as well. Like, he to the max. He's trying to be as aggressive as possible. He's trying to force attention. They're just sort of ignoring him.
I saw one fight where I'm pretty sure he raged.
They're just
like pressure sharded.
Big competitors in this game.
Yeah.
They have multiple. The cold embrace has made his life just absolute hell. Similarly, how they have to kill King RD, they really need to get rid of Fetby in these fights. The cold embrace, the Devil's Winner's Curse is just doing a little bit too much.
And I don't think we've seen the effect of the Splinter Blast stun.
Yeah.
But that's also going to be a
also,
problem.
Fetby he sold the cheese because he doesn't think anybody on his team needs it. Or maybe he just didn't mention it. Just to
just quietly, he was like...
He just he's like, guys, I've got Octarine. They're like, that's weird.
What happened to that cheese? Oh, you know, that razor, man. He almost got me one time.
I just had to use it.
Yeah.
This click.
So, Octarine core now for the Winter Wyvern.
I mean, poor Pylai Dai probably could have used it at this point. He's got a sentry and a gem. That's how you know that he's poor. He's got a sentry and a gem.
And when you're actively holding onto a smoke, it's not even sitting onto your backpack. You're just kind of like filling the slot.
Dude, I'm 6 slotted. What do you...
Quick, I put that clarity in that 6 slot. Fill it up.
And they want to get aggressive right now. It's Mineski. They know that Tavo still doesn't have buyback. Only people with buyback available are the 2 behemoths, the Puck and the Lifestealer. So if you can find any of these engagements, maybe isolate King RD, you would just win this game.
And that's why they're going all the way around, assuming that's where they're going to find that pesky support.
Look right now, just rush in. Just trying to find an engagement. You see the TP of HFN. This could have just been a mistake.
They're going to be able to find something here, surely. Bebby, they have the TP back in from Moon. He's looking for that initiation. Somebody already got the side by Weehaw is going to be jumped on immediately. They start putting some damage onto him, but they don't fully commit. Even though they knew HFN wasn't in that fight, they still didn't go for it.
They know he has the Travels 2, but HFN messed up there. He didn't have the Travels 2 in his inventory, and of course they weren't aware of that.
Okay.
So they thought he was just going to hop in.
His inventory.
Yes.
Okay.
But that was such a risky move by him. If he gets punished like that and they lose the game because of that situation...
Because of that 5-second time of trying to switch items.
Oof. He's going to have even more items. Trying to pick up a Bloodthorn now.
Yeah. And these racks, the 7k lead, it means absolutely nothing. It just comes down to this one engagement at this point.
I'm a little disappointed, Blitz. He did go for the extra 2 seconds of false promise duration. Now goes up to 12 seconds.
That is a really long time, though, to keep Killer or your Razor alive.
Yeah.
They're just right now.
Yeah, I'm not really even anticipate fight, because this is just the way the Mineski kind of happened. They're just poking at some of these heroes, seeing if they can get any kind of reaction. Even just him using BKB would be great.
And you got to give it up to both these teams. They are playing such wildly entertaining Dota. There's just such clear flaws with their lineups, and they're sort of just maximizing around that fact.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like both teams are genuinely just playing well. Pain is somehow working around the fact that they've got 0 catch and 0 stuns. They itemize it. Tavo plays for the long game, going for this Yule's Shadowblade Hex sort of build. He sort of adapted his build towards the situation. Moon has taken full advantage of the fact that they have any goals. He's pushing this puck to the limits, and the rest of the heroes, porting casts from both sides has been excellent. We haven't talked about that nearly enough because, I mean, those are the playmakers on either side.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they're having subpar performances by any means. I mean, the positioning in this game is wild alone. Every fight has to be played perfectly from both sides.
HFN is very far forward here, and oh no! He just tried to TP without using rage. He's gonna walk out of the coil, yes, but the rest of the team is already smoked over. HFN is gonna be caught by KP, gets the Abyssal Blade hit, needs more bashes. HFN turns around, delivers a bash of his own. He's gonna be saved by the false promise out from Chaos. Look at that, the E-Blade going down as well. The Winter's Curse in the back line on Tavo is gonna be able to stall a lot of this, but Mineski just can't seem to commit, and that's where Weehaw comes in. Weehaw with the line break, KP turns onto him as best he can. Another Winter's Curse laid out on Tavo again. They have vision to get the E-Blade on the KP. There's so much silence. Can they get him? He's dead. There's HFN. He's gone. Pylon died. Still being chased by Tavo. Who's out there? Sides up. They need to be able to catch Tavo. He managed to get the ensnare. He's going to be able to go down. Weehaw is also fighting up against KP, who managed to get the bash with the magic damage. The Golden Brace couldn't save him. Weehaw is super low. KP is trying to kill him as best as possible, but Weehaw, he's so damn tanky. The Satanic, the regen, he's staying alive and is delivering damage onto Mineski.
And Moon finally runs out of mana. 3,100 pool, he runs out of mana. They have to reset here as Pi gonna get caught out too. Instant buyback from all sides. The only person that doesn't have it is this Winter Wyvern. Go get the bounty runes, get him in this game.
Is he just purely off of gold?
They can do it, I think, if they get the
300 gold, that's all he needs.
Moon picks up one, Febi's
go get the other one, he's got it.
119 gold, he's so close to it, he's gonna buy back now too.
Chaos are not determined to force things into the base yet because they know.
And this is going to deter the game, think, with no buybacks available, but Febi reluctant to use his buyback all the same. And the Lifestealer illusion being left behind, that's going to spot everything for them as now the Aegis is free.
There's just no way Mineski can get in here in time.
Oh no, he can't die here! He's got a buyback. Febi does too, but that just means that is one less life have to end.
And the real buybacks are all on Chaos at this point. They've got 3 on their side. If you imagine, with 40 seconds left, is probably going to have to use his.
They just left the cheese there. They don't even need it.
This is how ridiculous this game's gotten. Nobody cares about that cheese. It's been used, and now they're going to make this march into the high ground. Then the buyback in place
on the HFN. No false promise just yet from King RT. He's been very patient throughout this game, never really jumping the gun.
And Moon, he's been so aggressive this entire game, but he knows that he is killable. They've tested his mortality. He doesn't have buyback. He has to be so careful. He has to try to find the back line, though. And this is why you see Tavo shadow-bladed up, protecting his 2 supports.
Then he's looking for the initiation scythe on HFN as his rage falls out, but still, just always with that Oracle on the back line.
And look at Misery. He TP's back, buys a bunch of sentries just in case he dies. He knows that he's liable for it. He knows they need vision for these Glimmer Capes.
They're going to be able to find that ward. Leave the illusions behind. There goes the coil. Chaos don't need to do anything here.
They're just letting HFN go high ground.
Snapping in the coil. Scythe of Ice laid onto him as well. But the Meepo not going to try and jump in. An Abyssal Blade now being used by KP. Anything to be able to keep this melee barracks alive. Also, just trying to keep the stacks of Fury Swipes on that Lifestealer.
He's got to go back, though. He's almost run out of mana right now. But instead, he's going to get mangoed, I think, by Febi, who does have a smoke in his inventory instead. HFN just coming right back. Was grabbing what?
Bots 2 back in. Ready to fight again, and if he can't kill KP, okay. Ajit is going to go for the back line, trying to catch Weehaw. Ethereal Blade now to beat KP, and immediately the life break onto Ajit. Is going to be able to push away. There goes that Winter's Curse. He's going to be able to stall things, reset. Weehaw keeps on moving forward. It's going to be force stabbed and broken in the coil. Meanwhile, KP finding HFN actually managed to break him. That's going to be the first life, though. Another Winter's Curse, this time on King RT, but the damage just isn't there, and he has the Aeon Disc as well. Life Break's going to be able to push away some of these heroes. Weehaw is at half health right now, but still always have the saving graces of the Oracle, and it's looking like it's going to be Mega's. KP on the side. Moon has actually found Tavo. Tavo going to be saved just in time, and now Moon going to be bashed up. Unfortunately, the Cold Embrace will keep Moon alive. KP hoping to be able to grab somebody here, but maybe turned around on as the side comes out. Moon dropping an orb out, will not jump into Chaos. Looks like they're going to allow Chaos to retreat, despite the fact that they have grabbed Megas. Mineski will now have to just sit in their base and hold against Mega Creeps.
I mean, 70-minute Mega Creeps seem a lot less daunting at this phase of the game because they know that they're always on that teeter-totter edge of just winning one team fight and being able to run things down. And that's why Chaos 2 is playing a little bit more careful. They understand if they get completely wiped off of that, they had already lost the Aegis. They can just lose the game. There's no buyback yet on their Lifestealer for another 3 minutes. Tavo doesn't quite have the gold for it, so they're playing a little bit careful. I mean, they've worked so hard for this game. They really don't want to throw it at this point.
So many extra items that Chaos can still grab. I see in their inventories, Boots of Travel, Weeha, thinking about just in case he needs to buy back and rejoin his team immediately for some sort of final throne push. They may even wait for some of these extra items because there is no reason that Chaos needs to end this game right now.
Yeah, check out the Oracle right now. This cat and mouse game just got a lot harder as Oracle picks up a heart.
Wow.
He understands this game perfectly. King RD, it's been this way for quite some time. He's been able to live. You see how hard it is for them to bring down anybody because of the ball at this point, and it lasts for so long. Often has it twice in these engagements, but they still have to be a little bit careful. There's a 2-minute window right now for Mineski where HFN doesn't have buyback. They're well aware of that. They have to consistently deal with this Mega Creep threat.
You know the game has gone late when even Pylai dies looking at some premium items.
Dude, if Pylai Die has more than Boots at this point, you know that the game minimum, like, I don't even have to look at the timer, it's been 70 minutes. You're telling me this guy has a 4-staff and a Glimmer Cape? Ask me that question, like, what time in the game is 70 minutes?
He's thinking about grabbing a site. They are in it for the long haul, and it would be a bad idea.
If he gets a Hex, it's like a 3-hour game.
Yeah. I think is he the only person that's not level 25 in the whole game?
Oh, he's not 25?
No. He's a level 22. It's not even close.
Alright, sure. I feel like Pai's been a part of, like, all the fights, too.
Yeah. I mean, he was the one who, like, throughout the mid-game was pulling in the Ursa to be able to get these hero kills. You thought he would have
that bottom fight, by the way, his Glimmer Cape usage was so clutch. Yeah. But enabled them to win that fight, or at least even trade even. They Hex as a result of that. And we just don't have Pylai Die and B with their Glimmer Capes have been so clutch. And they forced Misery to go back to base by 8 Sentry in case he died, losing the gem. He wants to ensure that his legacy was
they know that Razor, Tavo, he was spotted by the Sentries, already laid out, they're going to be able to get the quote. Unfortunately, he just couldn't though burn anybody down. HFN has been Winter's cursed up. Pylai 5 off a Glimmer Cape, but KP has been inside the fight will die. He has no buyback. Mineski now will have to hold not just Mega Creeps, but a 4 versus 5 with tier 4s about to fall.
Any buyback.
Moon trying to jump in, immediately get matched up. Will be able to get off the face shift. Back to the fountain he goes.